Good afternoon. My name is Kent Cox. I'm going to give you a informative speech on the styles of craft beer. This is some of the local Jacksonville breweries, so there's a lot of them out there. Don't be afraid to get out there and try them. Today I want to expand your knowledge on the world of craft beer. I used to not like beer because it just didn't taste good to me. Then I found some breweries like Sam Adams, Heineken, and Yuengling, and it really started to open me up. And then I found some good craft breweries that I really liked their beer, and it was amazing how good it was. If you really enjoy relaxing after a stressful day with a craft or with a beer at home, then once you find a craft beer to enjoy while you're relaxing, it makes that experience so much better. I want to go over some of the terminology used in the craft brewing industry, as well as some of the different styles of beer ranging from light to dark. So let's start with the terminology. The first terminology I want to go over, if you don't know how some of the terms that they use in craft brewing, then you won't know how to select a beer that's right for you. So the gravity of the beer has a original gravity, which the Brewers Association's 2016 Beer Style Guide states the original gravity is the density of the beer prior to fermentation. Next is the final gravity, which also stated is the density of the beer after fermentation. Next is the alcohol by volume, or ABV. Simply stated, this is the amount of alcohol in that particular beer. Next is the International Bitterness Units, or IBUs. The Brewers Association also stated that the IBUs can range from 0 to 100, over 100. And the lower the number, the more bitter the beer is. The higher the number, the higher the number, the more bitter the beer is, and the lower the number, the less bitter the beer is. Next are some of the most important ingredients in brewing beer, which are the hops and the malts. The Brewers Association in their article also stated that there are over 100 different styles of hops used in brewing, and they really give the beer a lot of flavor. Next is the malts, which is the base of the beer, or the soul of the beer, which some people would say, and they can range in flavors from breads, toasted, caramel, coffee, or smoked. So now that we've gone over some of the different terms with brewing, let's talk about some of the lighter styles of beer. The first style is the wheat beer. When I'm talking about the lighter of beer, I'm not talking about light beer, I'm talking about the clarity of the beer. It's a lighter color. And the wheat beer, the most known wheat beer is the German style Hefeweizen. Next are the Pilsners and Lagers. These are the two most consumed beer styles in the U.S. The Pilsners are the ones that are most known, such as Miller's, Coors, and Bud Light. And then next are the Lagers, which comes in amber or dark. Next are the Pale Ales, and the Pale Ales can range from the very hoppy American Pale Ale to the more malty English style Pale Ale. Next is the India Pale Ale, or the IPA, which is by far my personal favorite beer overall. The Beer Advocate article called India Pale Ale states that in the early 1700s, the English were trying to find a way to preserve their beer to make the trip from England to India. So they used a lot of hops to preserve the beer for the trip. And that's what gave the name, the India Pale Ale, the name India Pale Ale, because they were preserving it for the trip from England to India. So now that we've gone over some of the lighter colored beers, let's discuss some of the darker beers. The first one is the brown ale. The brown ale can still be fairly hoppy, but this is where you can start to really taste the malts in the beer. You can see they're darker in color. Next is the porter. A lot of the porters, like the brewers of porters, like to smoke the malts, and a lot of you'll see are smoked porters. So those are the most you'll see in that style. Next is the stouts, and the stout started. The first one was in 1700s, and it was by Guinness. It was a really dark, murky porter actually, but it was 7.5%, and that's what gave it the name stout, because it was so strong. I found that information in an article by Beer Advocate called "Once You Go Black, You Never Go Back." And it also stated that some of the different styles of stouts are the export foreign, the Russian imperial, the sweet, milk, oyster, and American. The sweet stout is by far my favorite stout of style of stouts, and it can range. They can put ingredients in the sweet stout like coffee, espresso, creme brulee, and or they can mix them, and they're just very good. So, in conclusion, craft beer is more than just about drinking beer to drink. There's an entire world of craft beer with a vast array of different styles of beer that you have to find, and it's very fun to find them. We covered some of the terminology, and we also covered some of the beer that is some of the different styles of beer ranging from light to dark. Next time you're out at a restaurant, try a different beer. It's very fun and enjoyable, and it's a great way to spend time and relax. Thank you. Did I go over?
About a minute.